Hi, Aries. This is Jess with your October 2016 reading. I hope you guys are having an enjoyable day so far. So let's get into it. Well, I'm going to say this before I get started with your reading, okay? Now, some of you, Aries, you guys already know that you've been going through it. Not just in September, but some of you, I want to say all the way back to like what, August, something like that. Excuse me. Yeah, things have been kind of rocky, okay, for whatever, from one reason to another. And so October definitely is going to have, still, you're still sifting through that energy, okay? The one thing I like is that if this was a different sign, there would be all type of gasps and, replies and all of this stuff, people acting as if life just doesn't happen. But excuse me, I know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to Aries, so I'm not gonna give the spill and speech because I don't need to. You guys already know this is life, and so you guys will be back on track before you know it, as usual. That being said, some of you are wishing that you can go back to this person that broke up with you. All right, let's go there. Now, I'm not getting into love, but it's bleeding in so bad I have to, because actually it's showing up in some of your work environment. So let's go there. Now, some of you have been messing around with somebody at work, okay? And okay, let me stop because I'm getting excited. I'm not getting excited like that's a ha or that's funny or that's fun. But it's just when I start to talk, sometimes I can get a bit excited and then I start to talk too fast, that sort of thing. But some of you really had developed strong feelings for someone at work, and it didn't go so well. Why? Because you have someone at home, or you was messing with somebody else at work. And so, yeah, the person found out. Either it was the person at home, it was like, you better rectify this, or the person at work was like, listen, I'm not doing this anymore. And yeah, you walked yourself right into some heartache. Basically, you walked yourself right into some heartache. And right now, you guys are at the workplace and you're trying to decide, like, I want to get out of here. Like, some of you are wanting to leave your job because you just can't handle seeing this person every day. You can't handle dealing with this heartache of not having that person. Okay. And so you're like, I want to leave. I want to get out of here. All right. And I wanted to say prior to that, but I'll mention it in a minute. I feel like some of you were I'll say it now. Some of you were doing your best to cultivate each one of these relationships. Like, some of you were really feeling at one point like, hey, I'm doing a pretty good job here. And I feel like some of my Aries was actually starting to really fall for one, and I don't feel like it was your mate. I feel like you were starting to fall for this person at work, this other person, whoever the other person was. Excuse me. But yeah, some of you are wanting to leave your job because you're wanting to get away from this heartache. And I feel like you're thinking that, hey, I'll just free of myself of all of this heartache if I just move away and move someplace else. But you know how the saying goes, wherever you go, your trouble goes with you, because the reality of the situation is that this is a heavy burden. Some of my Aries ladies, I don't know if you guys are dealing with a Gemini, because I keep thinking about Gemini, but some of my Aries ladies, just be careful and calm down, because you're upset. You're very upset. I see a lot. You're really upset over the situation because, again, I feel like, excuse me, it's been a huge burden to take on this task of, a lot of Aries have been dealing with this dichotomy of two people and not really knowing who you want to align yourself with. And now it's just become so much to deal with. And I feel like somebody has said, hey, I'm kind of out of it. And now you guys are dealing with that heavy emotion that you guys don't want to have to deal with. It's like, I don't have to deal with all of this emotion. And I feel like for some Aries, if the woman's at work that you've been dealing with, she's upset with you. And I feel like she just focuses on her work. She doesn't even look up to look at you. Like if you pass by, you try to get her attention. You could try to do all kind of stuff to get her attention, and she's paying you no attention at all. Okay? And that may make you feel very emotional. All right? So just, do your job and understand that, hey, you know what you did, so you just have to keep going and focus on work. My Aries ladies, this could be you as well, focusing just on work, because underneath it all, you're really angry. You're really upset. But you know that that's not the type of place for you to start, sharing your emotions, if you will. Now, aside from that, I do see, I want to kind of stick with that still for a little bit here. I feel like as the month comes closer, like as we get closer into October, again, I'm only focusing on these Aries that have had this work romance, this triangle work romance. I'm not dealing with love right now, but this is what I'm focusing on because it has something to do with work. I feel like some of you, you're not going to you're not going to be leaving and moving to another job in the month of October. So if you're looking, that's not happening in the month of October. So you're going to have to kind of like sit and bear with it, at least for the month of October. And I feel like as the month continues to come closer to a close, I feel like my Aries are going to become very, I feel like you're going to become very defensive. Yeah, you're going to get more and more defensive. Some of you may realize in the month of October that someone has deceived you in some way at the workplace. Okay. So again, it may not be you doing this, and it could go either way. This is a general reading. So someone could have done that to you, and you're coming to the realization of, hey, this person has done me wrong. They could be not just a love relationship, but it could be friends. Like you thought you were friends with people at work, and now they've been talking behind your back. Someone has been saying something about you. And I even got that in the last reading that I did. So there is some funny money stuff going on with funny money, right? Funny money stuff going on with people at work. You're the second sign that I'm seeing this for. But some of you could have been deceived in some way by someone at work, friends. I feel more people that you consider quote unquote work friends. And you're just kind of wanting to go, like, Aries, you guys are automatically individualists, period. As much as you guys like to align yourself, as much as you guys like the idea of friends and groups, and you guys are really good friends and stuff because you guys are so loyal. But in this life, you're really not here to be a part of a group. You're not. That's why after a while, Aries always have to do their own thing and be on their own, because that's just who you are. That's who you're meant to be. And I feel like while everyone's acting a fool at the workplace, you're like, you know what? I'm not even going to do this because again, through this group of friends at the workplace, somebody has done something to try to lie on you, do something again behind your back, or like I said, 3 people, you done fell out with 2 other people. It was 3 of you guys, and you done fell out with 2 of them because you found out somebody was talking about you. And now you guys are just like, you know what? I'm just going to distance myself. But then I feel like there's still going to be some conflict amongst that group. So they're going to align themselves with other people at the workplace. And you might feel like the oddball out. And because of it, you may find yourself saying, you know what? I'm just going to focus, because you're really going to be upset. Deep down inside, you're really going to be upset and very emotional. So this is going to be a very emotional month for Aries, particularly my Aries that are dealing with people at the workplace acting a fool and using you as a target almost. And I feel like a lot of you guys are just going to say, you know what? I'm just going to do my work and that's it. I'm not paying you guys any mind, because if you do, trust me, it'll get ugly quick. So yeah, you kind of are going to want to just stick to yourself, because some of you may be wanting to find another job and are looking elsewhere, but for whatever reason, this is not necessarily the most optimum time for you guys to move on, because again, I'm not seeing anything, although I know that there is a new beginning will be in foot for you guys. Wherever you're trying to apply to now, there could be a lot of competition. Meaning just a lot of people wanting the same thing that you want. And that's why it may be taking a bit of time before you get feedback to be able to move from this job into someplace else. Okay. But in the meantime, I do see, again, you guys will be basically keeping your head down and just doing your work, as they say. And as the month comes to, because here's the thing, this process that you're going through will feel very lonely. You will feel very alone in the month of October. But again, always understand, you are the first sign. You are number one. You're the trailblazer. You're the innovator. You are the beginning. So you're here on your own. Okay? You should feel comfortable alone. But I do realize that a lot of Aries really don't feel comfortable on their own unless they just have that inner desire to be by themselves, to take care of something on their own, or just have that still moment for a little while by themselves. But a lot of Aries, I noticed they're not necessarily always alone. They're usually with people. But know that in this time of solidarity, you will gain control. You will get back to claiming who you are. So I feel like being aligned with these people, you kind of lost yourself. Okay. Because again, you thought that they were some people that they weren't. And out of it, now you're getting the reality of the situation. And again, through this alone time, you're going to come out victorious, as you always do. See, I always tell you, right? It's going to come back full circle. And you're going to be back on top. Now, so just embrace the alone time. Make it useful for yourself. Again, there is always a lesson in anything that we go through. So ask yourself what the lesson was in all of this. Okay, what could you have done differently? I feel like you really need to start doing things. Here's that Uranus. Uranus is creeping up on you guys. So yeah, it is doing a number on several of you guys. I suggest you go to your favorite astrologer and look into that as it relates to Uranus transiting Aries and who particular are being affected by it, because not every Aries is being affected by it. But I believe those born April 4th into, I don't know when, I don't want to say until the 10th. I'm not sure. So again, your favorite astrologer will be able to give you more accurate insight in that. But I just get this strong Uranus energy that's telling me that your life once again is starting to get shaken up. And, I know you guys have been dealing with this since 2009 and you'll be dealing with it until 2019. But at least you're more closer to 2019 than you were all those years ago, right? Because at the tail end of the month, I do see that you guys are going to be still, again, sifting through this energy here, sifting through this emotion of like not trusting those people, not wanting to be a part of them. They're not looking at you fondly. You're not looking at them fondly. And you're looking at the front door is where you're looking. You're like, you know what? I'm out of here. I don't have to stay here. And you don't. Come on, you're an Aries. You definitely don't have to stay there. So, yeah, you guys are going to be looking at the front door because you're not wanting to align with them. You're no longer going to be in sync with these people, period. And that's just Uranus, once again, shaking you guys up by force, because I feel like there was messages coming to you guys ahead of time saying that, hey, you need to kind of shake this up. It's time to change. It's time to do something different. And you guys were like, no, I'm comfortable. Why? No, I'm fine. It's like, okay, here we go. So now it's like, okay, now you're forced to do this. And yeah, so it's kind of like that. Like you're no longer aligned with this company, their belief systems, who they are, the type of morality that they have, meaning the office politics and the culture of the business, but more I feel outside of the business is the culture of the office, of the environment is in disalignment with you. Okay. It's not in alignment, I'll say, with you. Okay. And I feel like you're going to be dealing with one person in particular. So there could be your manager, someone that has a bit of authority. You felt at one point that this person, for my Aries men, could have been someone that you felt you had a really close relationship with this person. He could have been a really good friend. Like, you thought that he was someone that you could kind of trust, that sort of thing. He's turned on you. So again, I feel like there's this one person that did you wrong, but it kind of is a domino effect and everyone is kind of aligning with that person. And I'm sorry that this is like the whole entire work reading for Aries. But it's so strong that I have to, go with this. Now, outside of that, so again, you guys will be eventually moving on. I feel like in the next 2 months, some of you definitely, or for some of you will be by the end of the month, but I'm feeling for most of you, you'll be 100% saying, okay, I'm out of here, I'm leaving, and you're going to seriously be making steps to move on. And in the next, I want to say 2 months, probably like in the month of November, December, you're going to be finding yourself actually in a new job, that sort of thing. So others of you at the workplace, if you're not having, because this is so strong, a lot of you are going to be able to resonate with this on one level or another, that there is issues at the workplace. Again, this love situation going on. I feel like someone could have been cheating on you at the workplace and you found out about it. So you could have been dealing with a water sign, but then they started dealing with an air sign, and I kept getting Gemini strong. So if you were dealing with a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, they could be dealing with a Gemini. And again, that person could have been your friend. I feel like all of you guys know each other. So I feel like if you were dealing with the person, now they started dealing with someone else at the workplace, and you guys kind of all know each other. And that's why you're pissed off and you feel totally betrayed by this person. And now everyone's kind of aligning with them. And I just keep getting this. You are left to the side. You are literally like on your own in the month of October as it relates to the workplace, and be fine with that, because again, you're going to come out on the other end and it's time for you to switch some things up, because these things really didn't mean you any good. Now, as it relates to love, okay, and if this does not resonate for you guys at the workplace, go and check another sign that is other than Aries for your rising moon or sun, because again, this is screaming too loudly. If I were to interpret it any other way, it would be me trying to rack my brain, trying to do something that I'm not about to do. And also, it would be me just trying to give you something, and I'm not going to do that either. So as it relates to love, I see here that now, I already addressed the situation at the workplace. Okay. And I do feel, again, eventually by the end of the month, a lot of my Aries that relates to, you're going to be looking to leave. If not the actual company, you're going to be looking to leave maybe the department, or change your schedule. You're going to try to change something up, okay, in order to kind of mitigate all of this feelings that you're having, okay? Now, as it relates to others of you, I feel like there's still that you guys wanting to, deep down inside, you're wanting to go back to somebody that broke up with you. And I feel like you guys were cheating. So for most of you, there's this cheating scenario going on. There's two people that you're in a relationship with. You could be the other person and someone's with someone else. Okay. So it goes either way. So whatever way it goes for you, just put it in that slot. I feel like for the most part, a lot of you guys were trying your best to, heal yourself, because I feel like, again, this is something that you guys have been dealing with for quite some time. With this loss, this regret, this sort of thing, I feel like someone, okay, like I said, I feel like some of you were trying to cheat and you kind of got called out on it, okay, or you called someone out on it. All right. And I feel like although you really want this new beginning, in 1 minute, I feel like some of you guys are just going through 1 minute. It's like, okay, I want this new beginning. I know I'm going to, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to move on. And then in the very next minute, you're having all this internal, battles and struggles with this same situation internally. Okay. And deep down inside, thing has been burdening you guys for so long. It's not even funny. Some of you are dealing with another fire sign. So Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries woman, for my Aries men. And you may be thinking that she's like totally pissed and upset with you. At least the last time you spoke to her, she was very upset with you. And although you want to start new with this person, or start new with that person, whomever they are, you may be feeling like, you know what? I know deep down inside there's going to be an argument. I know it's going to be an argument. I know this person doesn't want to have anything to do with me. And I feel like, again, it's been a lot of burden. This is a long-standing circumstance situation you've been involved in with this person. Okay, they don't have to be a fire sign. It could be you. For my Aries ladies, you've been burdening yourself with this, and a lot of you have been dealing with water signs, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And I feel like, again, your other mate may be cold toward you. So for my Aries ladies that's been cheating, okay, I feel like some of you, your main relationship, you and that person may be on the outs. Like the person doesn't never necessarily want to talk to you right now. They may be a bit cold and trying to decide where they want to take this relationship, what they want to do. And the other guy may be an emotional wreck or just lying about everything. They've just been lying to you about everything. And every time you talk to them, it's another lie that they're spewing out their mouth. Like, that's it. That's all they're good for, is to tell you another lie. Or they just may be in an emotional wreck. And everyone's emotional and everyone's upset. You're upset. He's upset. The only person that is in true alignment is the person that you're in the real relationship with. And they're like, you know what? I'm taking a break. I'm deciding what I want to do, because they're very much in control of themselves. But you and the other person, both of you are out of control and out of alignment. And I feel like as the month closer, I feel like almost as if I'm sissy, like some of you guys are not even going to know what to do with yourself. It's like some of you could just scratch this whole thing and just walk away and leave it alone. But it's like, you guys are just like, I can't let this, I don't know why you guys cannot let this person go, but you guys cannot let this person go. You can't. And some of you that have been cheated on, some of you you've been wrong, the person has wronged you. You can't let that go. You can't let the deceit go. You can't let the heartbreak go, the regret. You just can't. Like, mentally, you can't get over it. You can't get past it. You can't. And for those of you that applies to, I feel like, again, this is going to be a very solitary month. You trying to sift through all of these feelings and emotions, whether you're around people or not. Trust me, you're going to be very much in your own head and in your own heart, feeling lost, feeling confused, not wanting to go back, but knowing that you can't, and wanting to kind of remove yourself from the situation, but knowing that you can't. So then what you guys are going to wind up doing is, through this isolation period, you're going to start to become a little bit more cold and callous. You know how you guys are. It's like, okay, your answers, and don't get offended by any of this, which I don't think that you would, but I'm saying as Aries, the way that a lot of Aries will, and I'm not saying for all Aries, but a way a lot of Aries will mitigate and solve their emotional problems is to just stonewall them. Like, okay, it's like it deep freezes, the emotion deep freezes, and a wall is turned into a stone wall. And it's like, okay, now it's time to move forward. now it's time for me to do something. I have to, with something you have to do, something you have to start to accomplish, because this feeling and all of this just can't last for too long. Just can't. So that's what you're going to do through that alone time and through that deep contemplating. You're going to turn back into that stone wall. Okay, but before that, there's going to be a lot of emotional, for my Aries men, you're going to be emotionally a wreck. Emotionally, you're going to go through it. Because again, I don't know who this person is, but it seems like every time you and this person have problems, and I'm talking about the other person, every time you have problems with this other person, you guys are all over the place. You're a wreck. And then it seems like if you guys are speaking again, everything is fine. Now it seems like you guys are out again, and now again, you're a wreck. So at the end of the month, it does suggest that you guys are going to move forward, because you're just like, you know what? I can't keep going through this. I can't keep going through this with this person. I can't, I'm not going to put myself through this anymore. So you're going to want to align yourself, I guess, with your mate that you're in a relationship with, if they will have you, because some of you are going to have to be dealing with, your existing mate. Some of you are going to have to be dealing with a person that's very much emotionally out of control. So every time you talk to them, it's going to turn into an argument. They're crying, something. They'll, for my ladies, he may be lying to you, this type of thing. So others of you, and again, this other person that you're choosing, it could be your relationship, or it could be if your relationship broke up with you and now you're left with this other person, whoever the person is. You're going to be dealing with two different energies. Some of you are going to be dealing with an emotional person, and then some of you are going to be dealing with a person that really has shut their emotions off from you. So either road is not going to be an easy one. You can't go back to the person that you probably want to go back to. And it's going to be some time for you to kind of work things out with this existing person. So let me know if that's the case at all, or if some of you may not even want to go back to a person, period. You may want to just scratch it all and start totally new, because you're like, you know what? That's the best thing for me to do, is just start all over again, because I don't want to put the work in with this person and then I'm not getting what I need from them. And then this person that I kind of wanted, this is back and forth that I can't go through again. So that's what I see for you guys for the month of October. This is getting kind of long, so I'm going to end it here. And let me know how this relates to you guys. Definitely, if you can share some of your experiences, if this is happening to you now. Again, I feel for my Aries out there that's going through this at the workplace, because no one should be acting like that and treating you guys that way. And I don't like to see that. So just know that if you guys are looking to leave, you definitely can. You may not be doing it in the month of October, but soon, and very soon, you will be leaving. So definitely be your Aries self and be a singular person. Get your work done and do what you need to do. And know that if they are turning their backs on you, they were not your friends or people worth your time to begin with. And that's what I have for you guys for the month of October. I'm hoping that it doesn't resonate for you guys. But, again, comment below if you can relate to this. And if you are new to this channel, welcome and subscribe, as I will be back very soon with another one. Take care, Aries.